One by one, my wingmates were getting placed, and by day 10, I think almost everyone was placed. Only I was remaining. So that was the worst situation to be in because you are kind of alone.
So, welcome guys to a brand new episode of IT Podcast with Somnath. And today we have a very special guest again because this time it's the first episode in which I'm interviewing a person who is not from my batch. She's a senior. So, yeah, welcome Charu to our show.
Thank you, Somnath. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
And also, it's unique because she's the first person who is also a parent. So, she's a new parent, just 6 months old baby, and I've met her. She's really cute. So, also, it will be a different vibe. Ki parent ke saath, how do I interact? Normally, yeah, I've
Oh,
only interacted with older generations.
this I didn't think about. Maybe we should add some questions around parenting also.
Yes. Okay, so Charu, जैसे I was telling you कि podcast is divided into three sections, life before IIT, at IIT, and then beyond IIT. तो पहले section से I can start. How were you as a student? So you were telling me कि you grew up in a small township. तो उधर how was the student life like?
I was an average student. Uh,
Hmm.
I used to get like in a class of 50, I would probably be around 20s kind of rank. So sports wise, also I used to enjoy playing basketball and cricket with my friends. Um, and like told you, it was a small town and a lot of people from all around India because it was like the gas power plant, GAIL, India Limited, that my dad worked in. So I would say from a very beginning, I got that taste of Kharagpur, like I said, because there was nothing that we could do much outside of the campus. Like everything was inside, so we never had to go out. Swimming pool, basketball court, lawn tennis, everything. So yeah, I think I did average in school. At least until 8th standard. 8th standard में my dad kind of started taking my studies seriously. उससे पहले he was fixed on my brother. So I think 8th में he saw that I was lagging behind a little in maths and science, which was not acceptable to him. So my dad started giving me these early morning sort of coaching one-on-one sessions with him, and it was fun. Like I remember every problem he used to convert it into a chocolate problem, so that I could understand it better and I could not lose focus that way. So 8th के बाद I think I kind of jumped up, especially in maths, physics, and chemistry. May I could score like above 90%, and that's how ninth and 10th went through. And then 10th ke baad I would go to Kota. And that was kind of a lesson I got from my brother himself because he went to Kota and I saw how, like, he had already cleared JEE also. So I saw how people were kind of respecting him and praising a lot about him. So I was like, I want this, I want this for myself. So that's how I came to know about JEE also, and then gave that exam.
अच्छा
So
तो
yeah,
you
I
came
think
to know about जेई मतलब वो 10th स्टैंडर्ड में ही कि मतलब यू प्रिपेयरिंग विथ योर फादर चॉकलेट प्रॉब्लम्स तो उसके बाद मतलब सीरियस ज़्यादा उस पॉइंट पे होने लगे तो यू सॉ योर ब्रदर मतलब एक क्लोज रेफरेंस भी है पॉइंट.
not a lot of people knew about IIT in my campus, especially it was because my brother went to Delhi for his 11th and 12th class. So that's where he kind of came to know about all these different things that people do and want to achieve in life. I was say IIT Thai, and he was focused on getting IIT through. So then, like in the first attempt, it didn't go through for him, and then he went to Kota. So that's how I like, kind of saw his journey and got inspired by it. Um, so when I was in eighth, तब से I saw him preparing for JEE and then clearing JEE. And then ninth, like in 10th, my dad asked me like, what do you want to do? So I said I also want to take JEE. So and for that I also want to go to Kota. So he was like, one question he asked, like, really, do you want to go to Kota? Because it was like so many question emotions behind that question. Now I uh, feel because as his only like girl child, I know it would have been really scary for him to send me to a different city. So he just once he asked me, really, do you want to go? And I said yes, very firmly. So he was like, okay, I'll get it done for you. So he managed everything like for hostel, for coaching, for school, and that's how I kind of started my 11th coaching and schooling in Kota.
Okay. Or was it the first time you were staying away from family as well?
Yes, so up until 10th, I was in that small township, and it was a really protected space. Like, no one from outside could actually enter, or even if they entered, there was record keeping and all of that. So, it was very protected space. Suddenly, Kota was like where I was taking care of myself. Like even though like I was living in a hostel which was also protected, but then stepping out and going to go the coaching classes, I kind of gradually increased my radius. So like at first year I didn't go anywhere else, just coaching center and um, my hostel and then school. But then second year, in the second half of second year, my mother also started joined me. Like we stayed in a separate PG. So in that time, I used to go and like go to parks and go to some restaurants once in a while.
एंड कोटा का मेजरली मुझे या बहुत लोगों को इन इंडिया पता होगा बिकॉज कोटा फैक्ट्री बोल के एक
Mm,
बहुत ही बेहतरीन शो आया था नेटफ्लिक्स जिसमें हमारे सीनियर्स जीतू भैया वाज देयर
mm.
एंड देन हाउ true is it or how relatable do you find it personally with your life at Kota and how it was portrayed on the show?
I mean, like I said, I was really made a protective boundary around me. I was completely focused on just my studies and like getting good grades and getting to a good batch. So that's why I didn't even spend the time just after class hanging out with my classmates. I never did that. So I wouldn't. That show was not relatable to me at all because those kids were just hanging around and then studying a bit also on the side. That didn't ring a bell with me. So how they like it's a drama show. It's good. Other than that, for me, Kota has a special memory because it was the one thing, like I think the only place where I mean I could not imagine clearing J anywhere else. Like if I had stayed in my township, I wouldn't have gone through. There wasn't enough competition resources available in there, and like I think now the story is a little bit different because like you can study online, you can sit in these competitive exams online, and then gauge for yourself like how do you rank against different like students across India. So that thing didn't happen at that time. So that's why I had to go to Kota, and my experience was a good one. And I think I would say half of the credit goes to the fact that I cleared JEE in the first attempt. So if I hadn't cleared in the first attempt, like I don't know, if maybe I wouldn't have repeated a year. Like I would have gone to some other institution, and memory associated with quota would not have been good in that case. So it depends a lot on that result day.
अच्छा तो let me ask you about the IIT day experience. तो मतलब you studied 2 years in Kota and it all had to be fruitful एक दिन में IIT day exam day में तो what was that day like? Were you nervous? क्या कैसे how was the feeling?
Huh. I mean, definitely nervous, anxious, what would happen. The day before, I remember I couldn't sleep so well. because we were in Jaipur. We were in an again a new place. We were staying in a guest house, and I was I kind of locked myself in the bathroom, and I because I would what would I would do is I would say out loud all these theorems and everything I need to memorize and revise. I would say it out loud, and bathroom mein it would echo nicely. So I locked myself in the bathroom. I was revising concepts. So did that. I tried going to sleep. I think I slept for some while, but then I couldn't. So my mom helped me calm down, and the next day it was pretty standard because I had given so many practice tests before that this 3 hour of testing, like test one and then break and then again 3 hour of test two, I was used to it. So I kind of gave it that way, that it's just another test I'm giving for my coaching class. Then I think I got these scoring sheet also, like the answers for each of the questions, and I kind of knew how much I would score. Based on that, I think we both my brother and I kind of thought that it's an average score. I think we'll be able to get in, but nothing more than that. We didn't over think that let's just focus on what's coming next, and that was AI cut in a test. So I did that, and then on the result day, just I was like again a very uh, lack of emotions, like very still. That okay, I got in. Um, Good. Let's see what's next. Let's see what will I get next.
तो कोई celebrations during that result?
I remember my dad was jumping up and down. That yay! Congratulations! He was shaking my hand. He was very happy. Like that's my one distinct memory of him.
एंड ऑल्सो मतलब वेरी प्राउड फैम मतलब मोमेंट फॉर द एंटायर फैमिली क्योंकि उनके दोनों
हाँ,
बेटे एंड बेटी दोनों जेई क्लियर करके.
he was just swelling with pride. And uske baad I did go to the town, like we were in this that township only, and then went to the mandir. Sarveshwar Mandir was the name of that place. So I went there, prayed to God, and like thanked God for the results, and just continued with my day. I think next we were just thinking about what branches we would select and how we would select which IITs.
हाँ तो वैसे हाउ डिड यू गो अबाउट दैट प्रोसेस मतलब एक तो हमें रेफरेंस मटेरियल मिलता है आईआईटी से ही कि ये प्रीवियस बैचेस का ये रैंक था और ये डिपार्टमेंट उन्होंने लिया. तो आपके लिए ऑलरेडी योर ब्रदर हैड वाज अ वेरी गुड रेफरेंस पॉइंट फ्रॉम इनसाइड द आईआईटी. बट वाज इट इजियर कि यू हैड टू स्ट्रगल आल्सो?
Yeah, Neem, I think it was very straightforward because we had it like my brother had this clear thought that you have to get to the older IITs. So the five IITs: Kharagpur, Delhi, Mumbai, Roorkee, Bombay, Chennai. So get to these. These are the best ones, and we'll see what branch we can get based on the rank. And once, like in the sheet of priority, we filled out that way. So older IITs first, and branches, and then the top branches of the newer IITs. So that was our plan. Uh, in my first round, I got applied maths in Roorkee. So that after that, they ask you that whether you want to submit for another selection. So in that, I said yes. Let's see if I can get anything higher than that in my preference list. So then I got geophysics at Kharagpur. So I was happy. Like it was the same college that my brother was in. So his 1 year was remaining, and so we had an overlap with 1 year at Kharagpur.
ओके. सो जियोफिजिक्स काफ़ी यूनिक सा ब्रांच है. इज इट पार्ट ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग? डू यू कंसिडर कि कैसा था? वाज इट डिफरेंट?
It was different, definitely. Like first year, same. It's the same for all branches. In the first year also, you get to apply for a branch change based on your CGP. So many people do that. Many people go from geophysics. A lot of my friends that I know have moved to other branches because they know ki from an IIT they want to get a engineering degree, and geophysics becomes a science degree. So some don't prefer that. But for me, I think geophysics was uh, something that was a good takeaway, like a very good experience, because it was a mix of science. It was a mix of like getting to go to different field trips and then experimenting, doing a lot of lab work. So I liked my course a lot.
Okay. So with that, we come to the end of the first section. Now we'll move on to the next, which is life at IIT. जिसके लिए थोड़ा सा we already spoke, but then again, I'll ask from the very beginning. कि you found out the results that you have IIT KGP brother भी है वहाँ पे. And what was the first day like? And also, do you remember कि what was your journey like from UP to small town से, and then you're going to KGP? What was that like?
I think Kharagpur, where it's not doing so well, is the hostels. So the first time I stepped into the my room at SN Hall, uh, it was first of all it was very small. Uh, two people were supposed to share a room, which was supposed to be for one person. Then I went to the common bathroom, and it was there was a plumbing issue there, so a lot of water cloggage for the couple of days. And then I went to the mess. I tried eating whatever was served. I couldn't, so I literally cried my day one. And that's when I talked to my brother, and he said that these are like I think this is what the worst experience that you can get is you're getting that, and this is making you like more prepared for anything. Like anything from now on, you it will be better only. So you're getting prepared for the worst in life. So just accept it and enjoy it. Like if even if you cannot enjoy it, just think that it's making you braver. It's making you more ready for what's coming next. So I kind of changed my perspective, and I tried to look at the good things. So I that's where I get got to meet all of my batchmates, and my roommate, uh, and my wingmates. Those were like people from again from everywhere in India. My roommate was from Bengal. Other folks in my wing were from some from UP, some from Andhra. I spend a lot of time, like we just combined, spend a lot of time just talking kind of trash about the hostel facilities and bonded that way. So that was good. Ultimately, it was an experience that we all now recall fondly.
Culture के बारे में I'll ask. So food already you spoke about कि you did not like it. Uh, did you find anything you immediately liked about IIT culture?
I immediately liked a lot of facilities there, like Gymkhana. I liked it really the first day itself. Then the campus 2.2, then CCD, everything. Just all the hangout places were really nice. And I think the most important was just friendships. I think those times where you're not able to like you don't have anyone else because you're away from your family, and you can't study 24/7, so you have your friends to just hang out and have these conversations about TV series and like places to go and what to wear for these different occasions. So, like that was my most cherished part of KGP life.
Was cycling new to you? या फिर you already
And now I remember cycling also. So I I knew how to cycle. Like I knew I when I was in GAIL Township, I used to cycle to school almost every day. So that was my first cycle was actually a pink cycle. Now I remember, and I kind of regret buying that in my second year because I was like, why do I have this? I need a more manly cycle which has gears and which can pick up faster than this one. But yeah, I think my third or fourth year, I then I transitioned to a new one.
And let me ask you about KGP के लिए especially the Diwali time, right? Illu and Rangoli. Did you like that phase or मतलब did you enjoy it? कैसा था from first to fifth? मतलब sometimes you would have just been a spectator versus being
No,
involved.
I mean, from the year one itself, I was just looped in into that whole process where people would like our seniors would come and take us train us to tie all the small diyas into the chatai and then lift that chatai up and climb on those stacks of table, and then when that D-Day comes, then lit up all those diyas, fill them with oil, bati dalna, and then lit it up. So I had all that training given in my first year itself. I kind of was treated as a first year in 2 years, in my first year also, in my second year also, because in my first year, like of course, we were the most junior batch in SN, and in second year also, what they did was they made MT as the batch for first year, and they made SN the batch for everyone second year onwards. So again, the whole process happened with the OP and with the getting the most junior folks to do everything that is like requires a lot of hard work. So I kind of did all of that with illumination and with inter hall competitions, like doing the prep work for the plays, and also being the help for changing the setting for the scenes in a play, like lifting up the table, putting it back, and all of that. So I think it was again a point of time where you would just hang out with your friends first of all, and then later just talk trash about our seniors and whatever is going on that we don't understand. So,
Okay, so you spoke about OP so, and being treated as a first year in 2 years. So
mm,
was OP also two
yeah,
years continuously for you?
I had to give it in my both years. So first year was about it's the same, like you kind of remember everyone's name, where they come from, their department, and you also go to your seniors' rooms and try to like bond with them, try and it was all the same in my first and second year, and it was, I would say, looking back, I don't mind it. Like some people were really frustrated, like why do we need to give this twice? But then I think now I'm all over it. Of course.
I got a specific complaint from my batch about your batch कि वो
Okay.
हम लोग बहुत परेशान करते थे so yeah may not be
Yeah.
over it अच्छा
I think your wife, yeah, she gave this OP process once because in the first year she was in a different hostel.
culture of hall days right मतलब
Mm.
girls hostel में only twice are guys allowed in एक तो येल्लो के दिन हो गया and then there was the holidays so
Yeah.
what was that experience like.
Yeah, so my first year roommate was much more popular. She was like this cultural fest singer, and she would sing in the Eastern Musical Society. So she was like she had so many friends just coming over, and I got sort of fed up, I guess. And then I stayed for some time, but then I left afterwards, and I joined some other friend of mine in the same wing, just so that if any common friends come, they can visit both of us at the same time. So second year onwards, even second year, I had a shared room with a friend, so we kind of hosted together. So that was. again, common friends came in. They would write something on the wall, and we will also go to their rooms during their holidays, and then we'll write something on their walls. Sometimes it gets little embarrassing also, whatever we write. I can't seem to recall what exact thing. Just teasing them for someone that they like, or something like that. And then, yeah, year onwards, I had my own room. So you would have snacks, some kind of ready. You would have maybe music running for them to listen, and then they would come. You hang out, talk to them. Usually on a daily basis, like we would have fixed places to go to, like Vikramshila for classes or Gymkhana for uh, these sports activities, like a basketball court to play. But then to explore something which is kind of restricted, you're not allowed to go there. That is something special.
Okay. Any culture shocks while visiting guys' hostels?
Yeah, I think they were pretty much same as girls' hostel. Yeah. Some people may not keep it as tidy as others. Like you would have that examples in a girls' hostel also. So it doesn't really form. But yeah, I can't seem to recall anything. There was this one, I think, painting that I saw in Nehru Hall. It was the four guys of Beatles. They were painted out in a wall, like a life size painting of it. That was really cool.
फिर आते हैं हम लोग your geophysics department itself. So how was the coursework like? मतलब how many years did you spend there? And the first year से did the pressure increase या कैसे था?
No, I would say the pressure was not there at all. I think geophysics is a batch, like with like any other department. It's again a department where some people choose to stay, and the track that they follow with this field, with this particular branch, is that they'll do masters, they'll probably do PhD also, and then work for a oil and gas company. Could work for a like an energy company, or you could be a research fellow, a professor in a university. So that was a track that did tempt me a lot, because I found that, I mean, I always wanted to be so like a pro and well versed with my subject, that I become essential in any organization I go, that they cannot uh, have that tenure track kind of a professionship, right? That happens in universities. I really wanted that. So I think overall, did you ask me about the subjects, or like how did it go? But I think it wasn't that stressful as compared to what other students were facing in their departments. It was a lot of fun also. Like we used to go every December on a field trip for 2 3 weeks. I went to Puri at one point of time, and then exploring uh, these shorelines of the beach. So it was fun. Like I think a lot of yeah, intra departmental activity, like, and I think bonding happens in these field trips. So it was really nice. um, and post graduation, I think, like, in fact, I would say placements of this department is also not bad. Like if you're in the top 10 15 percentile, it's pretty good, because you get to work for companies like Schlumberger or Kane, which has very good package, and you can also learn a lot in the process, and it's a good career track for them. So that's why I was really interested in pursuing this as a career after I graduate, but that didn't happen.
Okay, so what did happen with the placement season?
So I was shortlisted for both Kane and Schlumberger, but I kind of couldn't clear the third round, which was the one-on-one interviews. Of course, there are a lot of better folks than me who got placed. Um, then came. then companies came in one by one, and I was in a pool where, like CGPA wise, I was average, and then extra cards were also there. Like I was in inter IT basketball, inter IT volleyball, and then I was also the organizing team member for Shidich. So I had those extra cats with me, but still, like I think where I was not meeting the bar was with CGPA. So companies came in, and on date 13, I think, ICICI Lombard came in. So I cleared group discussion, and I had this one-on-one interview where the questions were more focused on how you are as a team player, and how would you manage any stressful situation. So those kind of things I had good examples of from my work as an organizing team member or as playing for inter IT. So I think that really helped me get my first job at ICICI Lombard.
Okay, so you mentioned day 13. तो generally, day one को glorify किया जाता है all in media, especially engineering branches के लिए तो it's like the holy grail. First week में हो जाना चाहिए, नहीं तो you are not good enough. But ठीक है. But how did you feel during the 13 days? मतलब it almost took 2 weeks, right? तो उसके लिए did you see people going through cycles of ups and downs?
Yeah,
What was your personal experience?
yeah, it wasn't so great. Like I was really happy that day one mein I got shortlisted for Schlumberger and Kane, and I was really hoping that I could clear it, but then that didn't happen. And after that, I wasn't getting shortlisted so much. And one by one, my wingmates were getting placed, and by day 10, I think almost everyone was placed. Only I was remaining. So that was the worst situation to be in, because you are kind of alone. Your wingmates also, they when they get placed, they go home and to spend time with their family for the rest of the vacation. So I think I that was the time that I really kind of was so very focused and very um, dedicated towards just one goal, get placed. So that's why when ICICI Lombard gave me that chance, I kind of jumped on it and ensured that I go through.
Okay, that was a great ending to section two. We'll move on to the next, which is section three, and we'll continue ICICI Lombard का story भी. तो immediately after KGP, you joined Lombard, right? तो उसका experience कैसा था? मतलब it's a bank और क्या क्या बोलेंगे उसको?
It's an insurance company.
Insurance, right?
Real insurance. So yeah, I in the first 6 months they let you take a lot of online training where they tell you about general insurance in general, all the different types of insurance. So mine was for value added services in engineering insurance. So when like manufacturing company or a warehouse is seeking insurance, so they give a lot of this additional services also to these as part of the insurance. So they will come and inspect the area, recommend you what safety measures you can take in addition in order to be less risky, and then as a result you have lower premium. So like I think in the first 6 months it was really breeze because we would just come, and like I think 10, 12 more folks joined with me from other IITs. So we hung out every day. Like every day, we used to have 1 hour of lunch break, and our office was in Mumbai. So and it was next to the Worli Sea Link, so the Worli shoreline. So what happened? We would go there by 9. We would do our some small amount of work that we did by 12, and from 12 to 1:30 would be outside. We'll look at we'll walk on those shorelines and we'll have a nice time, and then we'll come back and then again do our work. In the first 6 months it wasn't that much of a work either, and then after that they would assign you these different specific departments, and that's where I was assigned the value added services, and I started working on building a mobile application. And it was at that time really I didn't know that I was doing product management, but that's what it was. I was like interviewing a lot of our risk associates to understand what they do on a daily basis, what kind of risks they see, what questions would help them answer the risk score. So I was working on this risk score kind of metric, and then after that, I was also helping build a mobile application, which would be this app that risk associates would use to inspect the warehouse or whichever is the property which is getting insured. So, I mean, they train you. Like, I think your first job, you are not exactly prepared for it, just based on what you study in college. What you can do best is be a team player whenever, and be curious. Like, um, whatever is being given to you, learn as much as you can about it, and try to help anyone like who's seeking help, as because that's how you learn and that's how you'll build value, and and like you'll progress in your career.
Okay. उसके बाद you also made a decision to go to US and study further.
Yeah.
तो वो वाला decision how did you come to, और फिर उसके बाद how was the time, क्योंकि कोविड भी चल रहा था,
Hmm.
and how did all of that fit in?
Hmm. Actually, so in my undergrad time, I did an internship in US. So that experience was really like stuck out for me, like how professors and students engage with each other, like the openness and problem solving nature of discussions. So in the back of my mind, I always wanted to pursue masters, PhD in US, and I tried for that. In when I was in college itself, I tried. I gave GRE, didn't score so much, and my applications weren't good enough for getting through to any of the top colleges. And second year, like after I graduated, I attempted again. This time I did better in GRE, and I applied to a lot of universities. But I went into like I got through in two universities. One was North Carolina, and another one was University of Hawaii. So at that time, I was also working with my undergrad summer internship professor. Um, so I had this conversation with him about where should I go, and he told me that if you're really serious about pursuing geophysics, Hawaii would be the place to go, where you are in the middle of all of this good research that is happening in the field of not just like marine geophysics because it's on an island, but it's also everything else like volcanology, seismology. There are like super professors there, so he recommended me to go there, and I joined University of Hawaii eventually. And again, that experience is also I wouldn't take away anything from it. I went to like a 40-day research cruise. So for 40 days, I was on a ship and isolated from internet.
Best time of my life.
And I couldn't talk. And I didn't just once a day I could talk to someone on using like the landline connection that they had, but it was just for 15-20 minutes that was allowed. So it was really a time where I was just with me and when with these people who were focused on studying the subsurface. So it was really fun and. Other than that, I think a lot of field trips happened in Hawaii, and I got to explore a lot just by myself, like going for trekking and going to the beaches. It was too much fun, I think. And but yeah, I think to answer your question, why I went to why wanted to pursue masters and PhD was because that in the back of my mind, I always wanted to do that after my summer internship experience. I really wanted to give it a try, but eventually that did not happen because in after 2 years in Hawaii, I sensed that it. it's not the right path, given that I was working with, like, I was working with top professors from Columbia University, Lamont Observatory. These folks were on that research vessel in which we were studying the subsurface beneath Hawaii. But then um, I kind of realized it's not something that is having day to day application to, and that's what not motivating me enough. Something that what I wanted to do was something which has day to day applicability. If I'm building something, if I'm solving a problem, I should be able to see the real life impact of it. And from PhD journey, couldn't I couldn't find that. So that's why then I pivoted back to product management, and luckily I got a job in Seattle in as a product manager.
Okay, so now you're a product manager in Walmart. तो वो pivot तो कैसा था, मतलब you already had some experience in ICICI Lombard as well कि product management किया था, and then geophysics से again you pivot to product management. तो was that easy कि
So it was 2020 that I was trying to get a new job, and as you know, वो time था when COVID happened, and a lot of companies were laying off folks. So I for about 3 4 months I was trying. I couldn't find a job. I couldn't even find interviews. I was sad a lot of time, but then I again thought that I need to push. And there was also the time when my brother was in the US. So what happened was 2020, he finished his MBA from Cornell, and he kind of joined in July of 2020 in Seattle for Amazon. So both of us then shifted to an apartment in Seattle, and he's a senior product manager at Amazon. So again, I had his guidance 24/7 to which helped me get my first job at Haya in Seattle. And again, I would have to dedicate my first job entirely to my brother, because even though I had experience in product management, I really needed help articulating what I was doing and how am I going to use that as a product manager.
and what is your current role in Walmart like?
So I am currently a senior PM at Walmart, and my main work is uh, as a platform PM, where I'm managing a driver management system platform, where our product is the gig delivery app. So you see, you have these orders which are fulfilled by these Blinkit, Zepto drivers, right? So they're using this mobile app to accept orders and then complete deliveries. So my platform is kind of powering that application, where we manage like the counterpart of it in Walmart, that's called Spark, and it's managing drivers, like their onboarding, their anything. Then they need to edit their information, or they need to delete their profile. So all of that end to end journey.
So shifting tones a bit, so you said like you are a new parent as well. So how is parenting life going on?
Parenting is nothing I ever imagined. Like, I kind of when I was pregnant, I was imagining that okay, I'll be so and so kind of a person after my baby is born, um, or I'll do this and that. I'll talk to her every morning. But yeah, that happens. But like the first month, first 3 months after delivery, nothing can prepare you for that. Um, like these um, painful sessions, like a baby, like uh, waking up at night. The babies sleep in the morning and wake up the whole night. That was my first realization, and that was really hard to go through. But you look at your baby then, and you feel like, yeah, everything is worth it. There's nothing else I would rather do. And now she's like, every day she's showing something new. She's kind of sometimes sits on her own. Even those little things, they feel like a big achievement. Or she's like eating something by herself, or she's looking at you and she's smiling. So everything is just amplified, because she's just so special to us.
Very nice to hear. So, matlab, has parenting life in itself changed your perspective on anything regarding what you thought as a student or maybe even below as a child?
Yeah, I mean, what I wish for her, right? Because um, right now I can't imagine what will happen 20 years down the line. What will students be doing? And somewhere I feel that maybe climate change, and of course climate change would be big. Artificial intelligence is going very big. So I think these two, like, it's up to her. Like, I think I'm more focused on engineering topics, but of course you'll also have, maybe she wants to play a sports. Maybe cricket becomes very big for women. So nobody knows. What I can really do best is like help her in whatever field she wants to go to, because I do see her exploring everything. And she's just 7 months, so I can't really say what what she's good at. But I what I want to do is really support her and be there for her.
Okay, great. So that comes to the end of life after IIT. We'll move on to the rapid fire section. Quick
Mhm.
questions, quick answers. So favorite subject before IIT.
Favorite before IT was actually economics. Like, I think there was this teacher of mine who was really good at explaining day to day things, like the dollar versus Indian rupee conversions, or just natural phenomena also, like what happens, what is inflation. So uh, it's not a natural phenomenon, but yeah, like defining what inflation is. So yeah, economics. He got me interested in economics.
Okay. Favorite professor at IIT.
Favorite professor? I don't have any.
Favorite course in IIT.
Favorite course in IT? I would say like seismology was really good. I think I never actually appreciated how intuitive that subject is, and how much practical application it has. But and it's really interesting to study seismology.
Okay. Most enjoyable year at IIT.
My third year was most enjoyable. It's because that was the year that I was applying for internships. Like, by December, I got into Virginia Tech, and then the whole process of getting your passport, getting your visa, all that happened. And I also played for Inter IT. Like, I got into both basketball and volleyball teams for Inter IT. So it was the most fun year.
Most confusing year at IIT.
Confusion was there in first year, definitely. Like, what's going on? What is it that I'm studying? Why do I need to study this? Like electronics and electrical communications. But and also, like, hostel wise, also it was really confusing. Like, why do I have to listen to this so and so senior? Why is she making me do this? And then yeah, final year was also a bit confusing. Like, what do you want to do in life? That's the biggest. That's the like the time that you'll actually really deeply think into this direction. So you get confused a lot, but that confusion leads to clarity. So that's good.
Favorite KGP lingo.
Sorry, for every question, I'm giving you a bit of a long answer.
ठीक है ठीक है चलेगा.
What is my lingo favorite? I just know that we say a lot of peace, but I've stopped saying that now. So, yeah, I really liked saying peace. Like, I think it felt a little calming to us by saying peace every time.
Okay, so yeah, with that we come to the end of the episode. It was very enlightening coming from, geophysics background, then going to product management at a reputed company. Also having a brother as a guide who had already gone through the journey, but you also had to find out your own way. And then, coming to now as a parent, some parenting tips as well. We'll maybe add it in the description.
Yeah, have,
So yeah,
more follow up conversations on parenting, just a podcast on parenting.
may not be the right person to host it, but ठीक है.
Yeah, you'll be the uncle there. Fun uncle.
Okay, so again, this has been IIT podcast with Somnath signing off.